It is December 21st, 2020. Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. This is the latest update for Colombia and Medellin Colombia, specifically regarding the curfew and Pico Y Cedula. Follow along. Okay. So we're going to jump right in. There's a few stories that I want to go over. And the first one, of course, is entitled, Attention, Medellin will have a continuous curfew at Christmas. So that means I'm going to go over the details, but pretty much from the 24th through the 26th, and then from the 30th through the 1st, or something along those lines. So let's follow along. This one, again, is entitled, Attention, Medellin will have a continuous curfew at Christmas. In the city, there will also be a Pico Y Cedula. It's Pico Y Cedula, which is just another name for we need to check your ID, and the last digits of your ID will determine whether or not you can come out. Let's say odd and even. If your ID ends in an odd number, you may be able to come out on Monday, and if it's an even, Tuesday, and vice versa. So for my guys who are going down soon, and I know a few of you are either just got there or are going to go soon, I've been telling you, things change quickly in Colombia. So here we go. It has changed already. So if you just got there, you're learning about this. Thanks to you, Victor, for the heads up to even look for this story. And for those who are going, you need to know that if you go now, from now through the end of the year, and if you're going to Bogota through mid-January, then you will have restrictions and you can only come out one day at a time. One day on, one day off, one day on, one day off. In other words, you're not going to be out every day. That's what it comes to. So, okay, this story again is from today. It is December 21st, 2020. Due to the increase in COVID-19, Medellin will have a Pico Y Cedula as of tomorrow, December 22nd. So this is starting tomorrow. According to the mayor, Daniel Quintero, the even numbered cards come out on even days, and the odd days, the odd cards. This applies to going to shopping centers and supermarkets. It may interest you. Oh, it's another story. They throw stories at you in the middle of this one. On the other hand, the lighting is suspended until the first week of January. I have a story on that, a way of seeing it virtually as well. The lights in Medellin, Colombia. Among other measures, there will be a continuous curfew from December 24th at 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on December 31st. Oh, wow. I missed from the 24th until December 31st. That's a straight up curfew. That's got to be the Pico Y plug. No. Among other measures, there will be a continuous curfew from December 24th at 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on December 31st, and from 8 p.m. on January 2nd at 6 a.m. Sometimes the interpretation between Spanish to English, it throws it out of phrase. So I don't know if it's just 24th, 25th, and 26th, and then skip through the 30th and 31st, but we'll read a little bit more. It should be remembered that from tomorrow, December 22nd, Antioquia goes into a hospital red alert. According to the president, the red alert was decreed because the Aburra Valley, there is a current occupancy of 80.68% of ICU beds, and in Eastern Antioquia, it is 94%. This added to the fact that exhaustion and fatigue of the medical staff. There is also a shortage of medicines for the ICU. Anesthesiologists, I guess, and sedatives, although this is global due to the high demand in the pandemic, reiterated Anibal Guevara, governor of Antioquia. Guevara will meet with the 125 mayors virtually to fine-tune other measures, which will include the peak and number, again, odds and evens, in addition to extension of their curfew, which would run from December 24th at 6 p.m. to December 26th at 6 a.m. There you go. Also from December 31st to 6 p.m. January 2nd. Let's jump to the next story. I'm going to go through these as quick as I can and try to keep this short, but you guys need to go if you're going soon. This is again from El Tiempo. It's entitled, Learn About the Curfew and Pico Y Placa, Pico and ID in Antioquia. Christmas and New Year's will have restrictions. Know all the details and various aspects. Streets are bare. The exponential growth of COVID-19 led to restricted mobility measures being reverted throughout the Department of Antioquia. This is how there will be a peak in Cedula in addition to general curfew. The situation is not easy, according to the governor of Antioquia. The most important thing is that we renew a call to Antioquios and Antioqueñas to help us observe these measures with their discipline and use of masks, keeping their distance, all the necessary biosecurity protocols. In this way, we will not have to prolong these measures, said the president of Antioquia. For his part, the mayor of Medellin, Daniel Quintero, said that these measures are necessary. Christmas is not canceled, but it will be different. They are not measures that we like to take, but it is our duty because not making them will be irresponsible. Letting the curve simply advance as it goes could lead to a January and February that turn into dark months for the city and the country. For this reason, with the national and departmental government, a series of measures have been agreed that will allow us to save many lives, which is most important objective is time. Then it goes over the cases. Currently, there's 7,084 active cases of COVID in the department in Medellin. In Medellin, there are 3,578, followed by Rio, and it goes over each one's in Vigado regarding the ICU beds in the department. Among those, nothing different. Okay, what will the curfew in Cedula be like? Under this scenario, there are the measures that should be taken into account. Number one, Antioquia will be on a hospital red alert from December 22nd to January 4th. This implies that medical and surgical interventions that are not a priority will be suspended. So for those going down for medical care and possibly dental care, peak and ID in Medellin will, from Tuesday, December 22nd, which is tomorrow, until when it has not been specified. On even days, the even number cards come out, the odd days, the odd cards. I'm going to assume it doesn't mention for tourists, but I'm going to assume that instead of the cedula, which is the national ID, that they're talking about your passport, not your driver's license, your passport, which you're supposed to carry with you anyway. Okay, back to this. Number two, peak in ID Medellin from Tuesday 22nd until when has not been specified. Wow. On even days, the even numbers come out. On odd days, the odd cards applies to going shopping centers and supermarkets. There will be a continuous curfew in Medellin from December 24th at 8 p.m. To the 26th at 6 a.m. And from December 31st from 8 p.m. to January 2nd at 6 a.m. Number four, visits to the Medellin street lights are suspended until the first week of January. This before the crowds to enter to see them, especially in the Parque de Rio and Parque Norte. By the way, I have a way of seeing the lights virtually at the Parque del Rio. Number five, after they resume, the lights will be available for your visit until January 30th in Medellin. Go alone or with your partner, family, or group. Now, note all this stuff. They're saying all these dates in the future, and this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Well, how many times have they said this? And it changes almost every time. Okay, travel to metro airports and terminals. At the north and south transport terminals, it is requested to arrive 1 hour in advance in the rooms. Okay, if you're going to travel from certain airport, okay, I'm just trying to deduce what is needed for visitors to the country. Okay, this one is entitled again, Curfew and Peak ID in Medellin for the rest of December. Each of these stories give a little bit different, so I just want to run through and pick through and pass it on to you as quick as I can. Again, all of these stories are dated today. This was like 4 hours ago, one was an hour ago, one was 2 hours ago, so this stuff just happened. The mayor of Medellin, Daniel Quintero, announced the new measures for the city that will govern on December 24th, 25th, and 26th, and January 31st, 1st, and 2nd. Likewise, he announced that the decree to suspend visits to Christmas lights until the first week of 2021. He explains it's the same thing. Again, I'm picking through to find out what is pertinent. This is all to bring down the curve. Is a picture of the curve. I think it said the orange one is like collective, and obviously you can see the difference visually. And he did this on Twitter. Okay, here's the last one. I'm going to jump through this one. This is InfoBay, and the reason I want to jump through this one is because it goes over different areas of the country, because you may not be going to only Medellin. Maybe you're going to Barranquilla. Maybe you're going to Cali. Cali's having some issues. They've been under curfew for a little bit, and Bogota is getting ready to lock it down too. So if you're going to those twos, you'll see you have some issues. Again, Colombia locked up in Christmas. Wow. These are the measures of the main cities to stop the coronavirus. According to the latest report from the Ministry of Health, there are already 40,475 deaths from coronavirus throughout the national territory. And according to the authorities, the holidays have drastically affected the alarming numbers of infections and deaths from COVID-19 in Colombia. Looking ahead to Christmas and the New Year, several mayors, governors, and leaders again decreed some restrictions in the main cities of the country in order to control the virus that is increasingly rapid. Okay, let's skip through. So Bogota, peak and ID restrictions. That means, again, odd and even numbers according to the last digits of your ID. Given the worrying speed of the contagion by COVID-19 in the capital of the city, Mayor Claudia Lopez announced that as of today, Monday 21st, and until January 15th, 2021, the peak and ID measures will be resumed, and only one member per family nucleus, meaning your immediate family, will be allowed to go shopping. The measure will be applied in the same way that was done in July this year for restaurants, supermarkets, convenience stores, shopping centers, banks, and notaries. On odd days, people whose identity card or identity document ends in an odd digit will not be able to access these services and establishments. And they do check. So if you're going to the grocery store, they do check. And you're going to the liquor store, they're going to check this stuff. So just know, if you are going now, and I know a couple of you just got there and a couple of you are going soon, so I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. So it's up to you. I'm not telling you which way to go either way. It's all up to you. If you want to go and jump in, go for it. Let's see. This Sunday, the governor of Antioquia, Department Anabel Javaria, decreed for the third time the hospital red alert for the year. Okay, and we went over that in the other story, same stuff. Okay, Cali, lock up and 0 parties. That's if you're going to Cali. I knew Cali had some issues. I want to go see that though. Reminds me of Brazil. Festivities in the midst of the pandemic and discipline of the people of Cali caused the intensive care units of the capital of Valle de Cauca and to be a critical moment due to the coronavirus and those burned with gunpowder. There was a story of people shooting off fireworks and getting burned by gunpowder. Supposedly it was dozens and dozens, if not hundreds. The mayor of that city, Jorge Ivan Ospina, announced that the ICUs were at an occupancy level of 90%, and infections and deaths from the virus had a negative impact on the city. Faced with this panorama, the president ordered the implementation of a dry law, peak and certificate, which again is Pico Y Cedula, the prohibition of concerts and mass events such as novenas and business parties. It rebounded with the alert that Saleños about the different situations in the hospitals and ICUs, for which the city was declared a hospital alert. So that's Cali. This is Barranquilla, curfew in certain areas. After meeting between the government secretaries, legal advisors, and officials in the administration and municipalities that they are part of the metropolitan area and city, Soledad, Malambo, Puerto, Colombia, and Galapa, they decided to decree a curfew during Christmas in these municipalities. The measure will govern from 24th, 25th, and 26th. Same hours, same thing as the other ones. Okay. Bucaramanga, modification of schedules. And let's see, citizens will not be able to mobilize at Christmas between 11 p.m. and on the 24th and until 1 p.m. on December 25th. On New Year's Eve, the curfew will run from 11 p.m. on December 21st to 1 p.m. on January 1st. Okay, the mayor of Bucaramanga likewise recalled that for the moment, the curfew that had been established in the city until January 16th will continue in effect from Thursday to Sunday between 11 p.m. and 4 p.m. in the monitoring. So this one is info-based, so take a look at this link also. Cartagena, Pico Y Cedula. Each city is getting hit. William Dow, the mayor of Cartagena, the capital of Bolivar, will soon sign the decree of Pico Y Cedula that will be implemented in the city to contain the coronavirus and thus effectively control the entry of citizens to banks, shopping centers, and public markets. This strategy will come into effect from tomorrow, December 22nd, and will go hand in hand with the curfew that will be implemented in 11 neighborhoods and cities and will run until January 16th next year. So there you go, guys. That's the latest on the Pico Y Cedula, the curfews in Colombia and Medellin, Colombia. If you're going to go, you're going to struggle the next few weeks, it sounds like. What they didn't do is they did not mention bars and restaurants and clubs. I'm pretty sure clubs are out anyway and the dancing and stuff. So the liquor had stopped at 10 p.m. anyway. So what's going to happen with that? Maybe somebody who's there, Victor or whoever else at Cherokee, if you guys are there, give me some heads up. Thanks again. Thanks for watching and be safe.
We have a YouTube channel. Like it.
Please comment and share if you like the video. Please subscribe. Kick the bell.